Hey, what's up guys? I'm Alex. I'm bringing you my Q&A video on Rogaine. This is just kind of a response video to all the questions I've been getting from my previous videos. Um, as you may know, I've been kind of documenting my progress over the past, I'd say 8 months, getting pretty close to a full year now. Just a disclaimer, I'm not a doctor, not a dermatologist. I'm just summarizing my experiences and my research. I did a ton of research. So take it as it is. If you got more questions or if you're really concerned, see your doctor. So got out of the way, that out of the way. So question one. So when did I start balding or shedding? However you want to clarify it. It was around the age of 23, maybe 22. And now I'm 26, turning 27 pretty soon. So I'd say probably the first year, I really didn't do much, kind of was in denial. And once it started to get thinner and thinner, I saw a dermatologist, and she's the one that confirmed it was indeed thinning, and the rest is history. I just started taking Minoxidil. I chose against Propecia. So let's see, and in that time frame, I did do the blood work. I recommend anybody, if you're thinning, females especially, just do some blood work. Make sure you're not deficient in anything. Just really find out exactly what the core problem to your thinning is. I mean, most of the time for us guys, it's going to be genetic. I mean, we can blame our parents and grandparents for that, but females tend to get it way less. So if you're thinning, definitely do some blood work, but just do it anyways. It's worth this copay just to have some peace of mind and clarification that it is just this one problem, genetics, which we can tackle through Propecia or Rogaine. For me, like I said, I chose against it. I'm just doing Rogaine and the shampoo. So number two, the really big one that I've been getting from everybody are the side effects. People are asking me what happens to your skin, your face, your eyes. They're saying baggy eyes, stuff like that. I really haven't had too many side effects to it. I've always had like a wrinkly forehead like that. I mean, certainly it's getting deeper and deeper, these wrinkles, but I'm getting older. I can't really say that this almost a year of using the Rogaine really made it too drastic. I mean, you can just look at that. And as far as baggy eyes, I've always had baggy eyes, so it really depends on the angle that you're looking at me, but that's always been a thing for me. Has it increased? Maybe, but it's really not something to write home about for me. And a side effect, kind of not too applicable, but if you do decide to stop this medication, you will lose all your hair. Not everything, but if you're applying it right here, you're gonna lose all your hair, and then it's gonna grow back to where it would have been if you never started in the first place. So if you, let's just say you use Rogaine for a full year right here, and it was about 50% full, then you just stop, you can probably expect all your hair to be gone within 6 months, and it will grow back to where you would have been in a year and 6 months. So hopefully that makes sense. You're not going to go back to where the day you started Rogaine, you're going to go back to the thickness that your body kind of predetermined for you to be losing hair. So it's a for life thing. It's definitely something you got to stick with and be ready to commit to. It's people complain about expensiveness, but honestly, you can get some generic brands for under $100 a year, and you're set. So going on to question three, they're asking me how I've been applying this medication. So basically, I do it 2 times a day. Sometimes I'll do one if I'm working late and I just am too tired. Actually, you know what? I'll just show you. Alright, so this is how I apply Rogaine. Super simple. I don't follow any of these directions on here because they kind of suck. Normally they tell you to fill up the cap and then scoop it out and then apply it that way. People, I don't have time for that. So what I do is I just comb straight down, just get them all kind of loosened up here, and I start to part my head. So I'll just start in the middle, and what I do is I just take the cap and I split my head and I just go straight in. Lie straight in and I rub the crap out of it. Really rub my head, um, and then I'll just work my way from the center to the sides. So we'll go here, get that amount. This is a little more than I usually do just because I'm trying to, I'm at a weird angle today. So I do that. Last side over here. And then I'll hit the other side. And that's pretty much it. I mean, if I have the time, I'll rub it in for another minute or two. It's really helpful just to get the blood flowing. I just like to ensure it's as applied as it possibly can be. So just kind of spread your fingers around, massage it in. This medication works best the better it gets into your skin. So don't just kind of lightly and gently apply it. I mean, it's kind of scary at first when you're losing your hair to be aggressive with it, but in actuality, you might be hurting it more. So I apply it. Generally, I mean, I have a couple hairs in my hand, maybe 4 or 5. Generally, I have maybe 1 or 2. Make sure you wash your hands really good. You don't want to be touching any part of your body because you might start growing hair there. So question is too, how do I deal with the styling of this product? It does, for the foam at least, it takes about 15 to 20 minutes to start to harden up. So what I'll do is I'll just leave it like this. Once it starts to get a little less pliable and more rigid, I'll just run a comb through it and I'm good to go. That's it. At nighttime, if I use a liquid, it takes significantly longer to dry. We're talking hours, maybe an hour or 2. So just if you want to look your best and you're going out, just stick with the foam. The liquid is super cheap, but do it when you know you're going to bed. So yeah, back to the questions. Okay, so now that you saw that, let's go to question number 4. The biggest question by far is shedding. That seems to be the overall question from you guys. Shedding will happen. It's a sign that medication is working. You can probably expect to be shedding for roughly 1 to 2 months, and then you'll kind of have a grace period, and then you probably will start to see results within 4 to 6 months. So you gotta just stick with it. If you shed, don't freak out. You know, it's working, and just keep doing it. If anything, shedding should be motivation to keep using more. Now, I really dodged a bullet here just because I thought about it, like how medication really works. So what I did was, before I even committed fully to my whole head, I did it by section. So as I mentioned in my previous videos, I did trial spots. I did a spot here and a spot here, just to see how my body would react. I wanted to rule out any side effects, so I didn't just tackle my whole head and then I have an allergic reaction or whatever, and then I'm screwed. So I did it in these 2 spots. I did notice slight thinning at first, shedding, more hairs in the shower, and then it stopped. It just totally went away, and then that's when I confirmed I'm going to start doing it over my whole head. So my recommendation is when you're going to start this medication, do it by section. It might take way longer to see your results, but if you're really getting there where you're concerned about losing more hair and it becoming like a social issue for you, do it by section. Then how I can explain this is, if you kind of separate your head into 4 or 5 sections, maybe start here. Just focus on this strip right here and apply it for the 2-3 months, and then once you stop shedding, and you start growing hair back, then slowly move it over, or you can just kind of progressively always move it over. So start here, that'll stop, that'll shed, stop, shed, stop, until your whole entire head just kind of fills in from left to right. So you kind of avoid having the whole head just fall out. You might just have a spot, and then the rest of your head will catch up as you progress through. So it might take you a couple months to work through your whole head, but if it's a big issue for, you know, if your hair is getting really thin, try it that way. You might have to do some, you know, comb overs a little bit more than you're probably doing, but it's worth it. So for me, I really didn't have too much shedding because I did that tactic. I just did 2 trials and I slowly kind of increased the amount over my head. So I was shedding, you know, progressively. So yeah. And then lastly, one a really good question I got from one of these viewers, what's my long-term plan? The effectiveness can generally last about 5 years, I hear from some people. My dermatologist said it was 5 to 10. So I take it like this. I can either, by the progress that I was going through, I would probably lose my entire head of hair within a year or two if I didn't start Rogaine or any other treatment for that matter. So I said I can either, one, just lose my hair, like that's the first option, or 2, I can try to keep my hair as long as I can, and especially when it counts more when you're younger and, you know, it probably matters more to you. So clearly I chose the latter. I wanted to keep it as long as I could, even if it was for 5 to 10 years. And I figured I can just either, one, increase the dose if it starts to lose its effectiveness, so maybe go to 3 times a day, or by then there might be an entirely new medicine that we could be using, alternative medicine. I mean, you hear countless things about PRP therapy. They're doing surgeries now, hair transplant surgeries, which I'm a little hesitant on to that too. Or maybe just a new, you know, pill you can pop and your hair grows back. I mean, there's so much money and research going into hair loss just because it's such a desired field. I mean, these people want to make money and they're going to make money off of us. So the research is happening, so you never know. So my plan is to use what we got now, and then maybe something down the road will happen. If it doesn't, I'll try increasing the dose. If it just ends up losing effectiveness altogether, hey, at least I got, you know, 3-4 more years than I would have if I didn't start to use it in the beginning. So yeah, that about sums up my Q&A video. Feel free to keep the questions coming. I'm sure I'll make another one of these down the road, you know, as I continue my journey through this. And next coming out is going to be my Minoxidil experience part 4. That'll be reviewing Rogaine for about a year, coupled with my recent introduction of the derma roller. So stay tuned, alright? So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.